Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Spitball Sports Show. I'm Jacob, and joining me, as always, is Brian. Today, we'll go over Week 8 of the NFL, give our thoughts on some of the exciting things that happened, some unexpected wins, and we'll get into our Thursday Night Football predictions. With that said, Brian, how are we doing, and what do you think of Week 8?
Doing really good, man. Happy with Week 8. We were able to get a win with the against the pesky Commanders, so that's always great. Like you said, a lot of crazy games, some upsets, some stuff that we predicted, but overall, it went pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. I think we were pretty close with some of our stuff better than the week before, that's for sure.
We're improving, man, slowly but surely.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of want to pull up what our predictions were here.
That Rams one, we're just, I mean, for me, I was completely off. Rams Cowboys, they got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, the Rams got killed. I'm going to pull up what my predictions were, and we'll go off each other based on that.
All right.
But, one of the big ones, we can talk about it, kind of the elephant in the room, is Chiefs and Broncos. So, huge upset. Broncos defeat the Chiefs 24-9.
Dude,
huge upset. I think I don't know what the point spread was for the Chiefs, but they were heavily favored here going into this game.
I think there were 7.
That sounds about right.
-7, I think it was something like that, like about a touchdown. But yeah, that was definitely a bracket buster for sure, a parlay buster. You called it though, man. Like a lot of people counting out the Broncos, and looks like Mahomes had a flu. He had the flu, so
yeah, I had a feeling that they'd keep it closer than people thought. Like I said, Russell Wilson was playing well. He's been looking good. The Broncos defense has been progressing and getting better after that Miami ass whooping. So they're improving, man. Improving as a team, as a whole. I mean, their offense can score points. They can make stuff happen. So, I mean, I still picked the Chiefs money line, so yeah. I fell short there. But ultimately, what can we say about it, man? I didn't watch it. I just saw some of the highlights from it, and just underwhelming performance from the Chiefs.
It was definitely disappointing. Even Travis Kelce just didn't get anything going. I mean, Taylor Swift was not in stadium, so it's probably why he underperformed. But
is that why? That's the reason why.
I think that's the consensus.
I hate seeing those stats come up side to side. It's like Travis Kelce's performance with Taylor Swift and without. It's like, come on, man. Like,
maybe
she has anything to do with that.
Maybe he's undefeated, I think. She's there. And he gets his touchdowns.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. We'll go with that.
I thought you were frozen for a second.
No, I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted.
I gotta say real quick before you keep going, which mic are you talking into? Because you got 2. Looks pretty funny.
Oh, let's see.
There we go.
And that one's just for show.
That's just for show, bud.
You don't hear any difference?
No, you're good.
All right, good. I just wanted you to hear me twice as good when I get into my Giants discussion.
I was like,
come later.
I don't want you to look silly when we're posting that TikTok.
No, that's okay.
Both. How about that Thursday Night Football game, man? I went 5 for 5.
You did. You nailed it.
That was a good parlay too, man. I had an anytime touchdown. I had some good over unders. That was a good one.
That was a good game to pick. I didn't do as well. I went 3 for 5. My guys underperformed bigly. It's just the nature of picking number 1 guys, number 1 receivers. It's like either they're going to ball out, or they're going to be double covered all night, and they're not going to get the ball. That's pretty much what happened with Mike Evans. Stephon Diggs too. Mike Evans, oh my God, what did he get? Like 3 catches or something?
Yeah, he was not.
Very bad.
They were not going his way. Yeah, and
he was covered up most of the night. Then Stephon Diggs just underperformed. Those were some big time bummers for me.
Which is crazy because I think he got 60 yards. Was it
70?
So I mean, then you said you said he underperformed. Like, how crazy is that? That 70 yards is underperformance for him. Like,
exactly. Yeah, it just shows his level. I mean, he's getting 100-yard games easily all the time, frequently. So for him, it's definitely underperforming.
Yeah, which his underperformance is like a career high for half of the receivers.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of the other Bills guys were getting some serious hands-on. Was it Shakir?
Gabe Davis too, man. I'm buying into him. He's been consistent. Like,
falling up, man.
I'm buying in him.
It might go to show that the number 2 receivers, with the odds, it might be better to pick those guys as far as covering spreads. Because number 1 receivers at this point in the season, they're going to be getting doubled up, especially if they're quick. They're definitely going to have double coverage.
Yeah.
Let's get into a couple of other ones that we had picked out. So Vikings and Packers. I think you and I were split on this one. I had picked the Vikings. I had picked the Vikings, covering the spread of 1.
Did I pick the Packers?
I feel like you did.
Ugh,
I can't remember. I can't remember if you did.
That was silly.
Yeah, well, Vikings, they performed well. Kirk Cousins, man, what an injury, dude. That is a rough one.
That's heartbreaking. Give me 1 sec. Sorry,
so many quarterbacks went down this week. Yeah, from what I was hearing, a lot of guys are getting injured. I'll get into the Giants later, but Tyrod Taylor dealing with his injury during the game.
Yeah. No, definitely Kirk is going to be really, I mean, he's going to be missed. He's a freaking gunslinger, dude. Like, obviously they got Dobbs at like last minute, which he's serviceable.
That's exactly what it is. He's serviceable. He performed well enough with the Cardinals. I don't think the Cardinals should have made that deal. They just screwed themselves. They gave away a 5th-round pick for Dobbs, and now they just got a 6th-round pick out of it. So they lost their 5th round to pick up a 6th round. Doesn't make any sense. Terrible decision. They shouldn't have even brought him on board. They should have just had Tune, keep the role of quarterback until Kyler Murray came back healthy.
Especially if they were just trying to go for a draft pick. I mean,
exactly.
They only have 1 win, but still,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, and they couldn't have performed any worse with Tune record-wise. Like, Dobbs had some moments where he was shining and he performed well, but I mean, record-wise, yeah, they still have 1 win. You could have got that with a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So if you have your picks up, we could kind of go down, see how we went.
I do not have them saved up.
That's apparently all good. That's all good. I'll go down because I remember a couple of these. So Jags and Steelers.
You took Jags. Did we?
I think. Yep. And I took Jags as well. I took the spread. Jags covered. They beat up the Steelers a little bit.
Dude, Travis Etienne, he's been solid, dude. He's dangerous. He's dangerous, especially going up against him in fantasy. Oh my god.
Yeah, that dude is dangerous. He's top 5 right now in running back stats in the NFL.
He gets receiving yards too. There's the thing. Like, you throw him a short pass and he freaking takes off, man.
Yeah, he's a dangerous guy for them to have. I like the Jags. I like what they're doing this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, between Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne in the run game. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. Let's check out the Indianapolis Colts and Saints. I think you picked the Colts as well with me.
Yeah.
We liked Gardner Minshew going into this. Definitely liked them over the Saints.
Yeah.
Saints, man, they woke up. 38 points they dropped against the Colts, 27. So kind of a comeback game for them.
Yeah, even Derek Carr, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, efficient.
Yeah, 19 for 27. He was efficient, not missing a lot of passes. Gardner Minshew, he didn't have a terrible performance. 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah, that's what killed him.
Yeah, that pick. Jonathan Taylor performed well enough for the Colts. He actually had, what was it? Where'd it go? 95 yards, averaged 7.9 yards per carry.
Mm.
So, I mean, he's balling out when he's there. And Zach Moss, who I picked up through the waiver wire in fantasy, 11 carries, 66 yards, 6 yards per carry. So the run game is doing well. They probably should have just stuck to that, honestly.
Yeah,
in that game.
Yeah, especially when you're have if there's some inconsistencies at quarterback, then might as well. Why not?
Yeah, especially with how good they're performing. Like, I give you guys a chance. Let's hit this next one. Atlanta Falcons at Tennessee Titans.
That was a surprise.
That was a surprise. I picked the
Levis'
Falcons.
coming out game. Yeah, I think I did too.
Yeah, because we didn't know what to expect from Will Levis. Oh my goodness, man, that guy showed up.
I don't think anyone expected 4 touchdowns from him. Like,
no,
dude,
why would you?
Insane. And I mean, Hopkins too, 3 touchdowns and well over 100 yards. Like,
and if you watch it, like all of his touchdowns, bro, he was wide open. He was wide open. He got that separation that we obviously need him for. If you're a Titans fan, that's why you guys brought him on board for separation, yeah. And then he's able to really come down with the ball if he's up in a battle fighting over the ball. So great performance from him too. Taylor Heineke, I like him. I like him a lot with the Falcons. He did okay, 175 yards, 1 touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Bijan, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. The running game,
yeah,
just wasn't enough. I mean, if you let that many big plays happen, you can't come back from that. Dude, most of those D-Hop touchdowns were big.
Yeah. It's just a momentum booster for the Titans. I mean, they had the Oilers uniform too. They look sick.
Yeah, I love that. I want them to. Dude. They should bring it back full time.
Oh my god, I'm not a Titans fan at all, but I might get a Derrick Henry jersey. That was. Whew.
Yeah, I might as well, or maybe Will Levis jersey.
Will Levis.
Why not, dude?
Who knows? He might be the future. Who knows?
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the scoring for the touchdowns, a D-Hop 47-yard pass from Will Levis, a 16-yard pass from Will Levis, 61-yard pass from Will Levis, and then a 33-yard from Will Levis to Nick Westbrook.
It's bombs, like dude.
Big plays. You just can't let that happen.
Mm-mm.
Can't let that happen. I guess if you had Young Ho Koo on your fantasy, you're pretty happy. You got most of their points.
It's always a bad day for a team when the kicker's the one getting the most points, man.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, cool. Patriots and Dolphins, that didn't surprise anybody. I think I just picked the Dolphins money line because we weren't sure how close the Patriots defense would keep it.
It was a big spread too. I think it was like 10. I think it was double digits.
Yep, they covered that pretty well, 31-17.
Oh yeah,
they took care of business there. Seahawks and Browns. Yeah, I'm a Browns fan this season. I want to see them do well, but unfortunately lost to the Seahawks 24-20. We picked the Seahawks though going into this. At least I did. I think you did too.
I might have taken the Browns to cover. I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I would have just because of their defense.
Yeah, depending how that spread was.
Yeah.
Probably did decent. I didn't watch that game. I was too busy watching my team do terrible.
No, they performed great, man. What are you talking about? Battle of New York.
Anyway. Ravens at Cardinals. We picked the Ravens.
Dude,
they took care of business.
Murder. You were there, right?
I was there for that game.
How was the stadium?
Like every Cardinals game, pretty much outnumbered. And
that's crazy.
You could tell who the people were from Baltimore. because they were
Oh.
loud. Just like those
Huh.
East Coasters, very loud. Yeah, you don't never see a lot of Ravens fans in Arizona, but they showed
Right.
up. There was a decent amount there. The Cardinals kept it close in the beginning, like they always do for all their games, and then in the second half, they just let it slip. They let too many points allow. They let the Ravens kind of run all over them.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, he had some really good shining spots, and then other times he's getting tackled for losses. He's getting sacked really bad where he shouldn't. He's getting caught and tackled by guys that should be slower than him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it's not a great defense.
I'm not sold.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, Cardinals aren't a great defense. So I'm not sold on Lamar Jackson. Definitely not.
I mean, they're on a little bit of a win streak. I know they bumped up a lot in rankings, but I mean, they haven't had any really big teams that they've gone up against yet. Like, right? I think it's all been wins for teams under my So they lost to the Steelers. They beat the Titans. They beat the Lions. Okay, so there's that.
Didn't they lose to the Colts too?
Yeah. Let's see. Checking it out here. Steelers
versus the Browns.
Oh yeah, they did. They lost to the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they lost to the Colts and the Steelers, and I mean they beat the Lions, but the Lions were down. They were suffering injuries. So
yeah, I'm not sold on it. I mean, in the fourth quarter, the Cardinals started a comeback, and most of the Cardinals fans had left during the third quarter. We were only a few of the handful of Cardinals fans that were there, but they started to mount a comeback. If they were able to get that 2-point conversion after that touchdown in the fourth,
maybe
they probably could have gone on to tie it. But then when they didn't get it, it was still a 2-score game. That's where we got the field goal from. But it was crazy, man. Like they had a successful onside kick, get the ball back. Like they had a lot of things going their way in the fourth quarter where they could have turned it around, but just too little, too late.
Too little, too late.
As it goes with the Cardinals, poor Cardinals fans, 1-7. At least they have a win
against the Cowboys,
which is even bad. That counts like 2 wins.
Yeah, I'll even give them 3.
Why not? Let's be generous. Why not? Nothing wrong with that. We're getting into the holiday season anyway.
Right. You know why, right?
Why is that?
Because fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys. Hate the Cowboys. So we talked about the Chiefs already. Bengals at 49ers. I think we were split here. I picked the Bengals.
Did I really take the Niners? Fuck.
I don't remember. I feel like you did. But the Niners, I mean, they've been cold, and Bengals have been hot.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, so I was feeling Bengals here, and they they did end up winning 31-17.
Killed them.
They killed them. I'm seeing that. 31-17. That was the same score as the Dolphins versus the Patriots, which is weird.
Imagine doubling on that, both of them.
That is weird. Yeah, man. Niners did not perform. They did poorly.
Did you see that where Joe Burrow juked Bosa?
No.
No. It's awesome,
Missed
dude.
it.
They had a lineman in front, and Joe goes to the left and just cuts right super quick. Just broke Bosa's ankles.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Man.
But now they got Chase Young, so freaking the rich get richer, man. Who knows?
Seems that way. It seems that way. I mean, the offense is struggling right now, it seems. Christian McCaffrey didn't have a great game. 12 carries for 54 yards.
Yeah.
Still got the touchdown. But, I mean, 4.5 yards per carry for him is not good. It's average for the NFL. It's right where you should be. But for him, that's underperforming. So I think that oblique injury is still bothering him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if he's still injured or if he's still like feeling it.
I'm sure he's just trying to fight through it, but obviously his performance has been affected.
Mm-hmm.
When Brock Purdy is the top, rushing performer, we have some issues.
He's been missing quite a lot of throws too. I mean,
Yep.
he's starting to look human.
He's starting to crack under the pressure, it looks like. Definitely looking like it. Yeah. I mean, he still threw for a lot of yards.
He's still getting the
365
points, yeah.
yards. Had a touchdown pass, but he did have 2 interceptions, which is, I understand it, were critical. As it seems like his interceptions are critical picks that he throws.
Yeah.
Who were they playing against that we were?
The Vikings.
Was it it was the Vikings where he threw that pick at the end of the game to seal it? Like we talked about, it looked like a college performance. Throwing picks at critical levels like that.
They're all super costly. Yeah, they're all super costly. Obviously, every interception is going to hurt the team, but these that he's thrown are like, eek.
Yeah, he's losing the games with these. He'd be better to just throw it into the ground or take a sack or throw it out of bounds.
Or even run. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's move into Chargers and Bears. I believe we both picked the Chargers here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed the Bears.
That was, thank God, dude. They were murdering that quarterback for the Bears. Oh my God, I felt bad for that guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Tyson Begin.
Oh
because he was the Division II guy, right?
Yeah. It was like
undrafted.
Cinderella story.
He's not doing terrible. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. But I mean, you got to give him time. You have to let these guys get time to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many sacks did the defense have on him?
Only 1. I thought it was more than that. I swear, I felt like they just kept getting to him, and they were just not. He was just not doing great.
Just one. It looks like
there was a lot of pressures though, so there was that too. So just a lot of pressures. Him trying to run and throw it, and just not meeting its mark.
Which is a strange thing to see from the Chargers defense, who have been god awful this year.
Yeah, they looked absolutely great. Nick Bosa. Or not Nick Bosa. His name Joey Bosa.
Watt. Joey Bosa.
And even Khalil Mack, they actually looked like, all right, these are the players that we expect them to be. Especially against awful Bears.
It's funny, you get the Bosas and the Watts. They're just a couple big boys that I guess just in their genes or they're born to be defensive players.
Is there another family? Bosas.
I know the Bosas, the Watts.
I thought there was
probably another one out there.
Yeah.
You're probably right. The Sanders.
The Peytons. Mannings. Sure. The Peytons Mannings.
Yeah. The Shedeur Sanders, the Shiloh Sanders, the offspring of Dion. I don't know why I still bother with Colorado. I don't know what I expect from them.
Buddy, you got to stop doing it to yourself.
I need to.
I felt bad the first time. Felt a little bad the second time. Third time I was like, nah, bro, that's all you.
Yeah, it is. That is on me. I don't know what I'm thinking.
The fact that to say a third time.
No, that won't happen again. Third time's a charm.
Oh my God.
I won't be following Colorado again. Except they are playing Arizona. So kind of interested there. I like Arizona for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Arizona's been doing great.
They've been a surprise.
Playing well. They're 5-3 right now, I think.
Against good teams.
Yeah. And their losses have been to even better teams.
Yeah.
But they're not losing to chumps. They're not winning to chumps either. I was seeing some things out there where is Arizona the best 5-3 team right now? A lot of people are thinking so.
I'd say so. This Pac-12 is crazy this year.
It is, dude. It feels like it's been crazy for years.
Yeah,
it sucks because you got these awesome teams that are like going to go undefeated, and they go against other Pac-12 undefeated teams, and they just cannibalize each other so nobody gets to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
hopefully one of these teams makes it. Washington.
It's the last year of Pac-12, so
Yep. RIP.
RIP.
Ripperoni. Lions and Raiders.
You missed one though. You missed the game. You missed my Eagles game.
Well, I
Last
was
year.
gonna double back to that. I haven't
Uh,
talked about the Giants game either.
my bad.
But come on.
My bad, bud.
Forget. I would never
I'm an
forget.
amateur hour over here, bud. My bad.
Come on, bud. You know how we do it by now.
It's true.
Lions and Raiders. I believe we both picked the Lions here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would pick the Raiders in this game. And
There's a guy that did.
What's that?
There's a guy that did. He put $100,000 on it.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Donation, tax write-off, donation.
It certainly is. Yeah, that was what we thought would happen happened. But my goodness, was Jimmy getting killed,
dude?
Like, what he got sacked like in 3 consecutive plays.
Dude, I texted you and I told you, like, bro, he just got sacked back to back to back for bad losses. It was almost a safety. Yeah, he was sacked 6 times.
That's just unacceptable, man. That line looked so bad. That line looked worse than the Giants line.
That was embarrassing. That's saying something, but that was embarrassing to watch.
It
man.
was
The
embarrassing.
Poor Raiders defense was doing everything they could, but damn, dude.
Like, let me show you the yards here. Let me tell you the yards. Total yards: Raiders 157, Lions 486.
Ooh.
Passing yards 264 to the Raiders 77. Rushing yards 222 to Raiders 80.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. First downs, Lions had 29, Raiders had 12. The Raiders only had one successful third down conversion. One. They had one.
I don't. They should not have scored 14. They should have been a lot less, man. That was terrible.
Yeah, they ran half the plays the Lions did. They got a fraction of the yards.
Dude, Lions,
just awful, man.
Look at this again, man. 20 minutes opposed to 39 minutes of possession. They are out possessing these teams like crazy.
Yeah, they're just hogging that ball. They're running it.
They are hogging it
with whatever back they have. They have fantastic backs in Montgomery and Gibbs. Obviously, Montgomery injured right now, but
Gibbs,
my goodness, man. Yeah, they're killers. I love the Lions this season.
Mm-hmm.
I love following them. I want to see them go all the way.
This was funny because it's such a bad game that they fired their head coach the next day.
Head coach and GM are gone, dude.
Gone.
Yeah, and Devontae Adams, he's trying to leave. He's like, are we interested in a change of scenery? They're like, no, you're staying here. You're stuck in this mess.
Hey, he made it. He chose to go there. He could have gone anywhere else. He would have made more money with the Packers. That was just a dumb move. I don't know what he was thinking.
I guess he was a fan of the Raiders as a kid and he wanted to play for the team.
Bro, like, do that your last year or two.
Yeah, because it's like
not in your prime.
Yeah, because that would just make it even more frustrating. You're in a shit team, you're a favorite team, and you're not able to perform in the team that you love.
Yeah,
that's just terrible. That would make you hate football right there.
I mean, you could see the frustration. He's throwing his helmet, absolutely pissed.
I was frustrated for him. Like, he had, I think, 1 catch in the night. And, oh, my God, remember Jimmy G overthrowing him several times.
Sorry, my camera is just...
Whoa, you're back, though.
My camera
back in action, baby.
Awful. Dude, that last catch where would that have sealed the deal for your...
That was a touchdown. That was a touchdown that would have kept them in the game. Because if they got that 6, 10, yeah, they would have been in the game, dude. Nope. Overthrew. You could see how frustrated Devontae Adams was with that.
Wide open too. I think he was in double coverage and just
wide open.
Oh my God. Beautiful route running, but just it's what he chose, man. I don't he knew Derek Carr. They had a history, they're friends in college, but I mean, dude, you got to know he wasn't great, and then he got just booted, and then got Jimmy G, man. Oh, bad situation to be in.
It's really bad. And is he injured now? Like I heard that they're gonna start a different quarterback tomorrow night.
Yeah, they got no. They just. I think they're just sitting
They're
him.
just gonna
He
bench
might.
him?
There might be. He might be injured actually. But yeah, they're starting.
From
They're
taking an
starting.
ass whooping on Sunday. Yeah, or
They're starting
Monday.
Monday. Yeah, they're starting someone else. I forget who is it. Yeah, I had some unknown dude, but I mean, and obviously they got their new head coach. Who knows?
They have a new head coach, new GM, rookie quarterback, and they're still favored to win against the Giants on Sunday.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's sad,
rough.
bud.
That's bad, man.
Aiden O'Connell is who they got.
That was the one he was going off in the preseason. He was one of the better performers during the preseason.
We'll see, man. Hopefully he can get turned around.
We'll see. I mean, now there's no expectations now for them really. They've fired their head coach and GM. They're just looking to get the season over with, get rid of guys.
Well, your boy, your former Giants guy, he's gonna be their new head coach, right? He used to play in the Giants.
Yep, he's gonna be the interim coach.
Mm-hmm.
Pierce.
That should be good. Did you see his press conference? He had a pretty good press conference, man. He's fired up. He's talking about how he was born and raised in Compton. He grew up a Raiders fan. He needs to bring some swagger back to the organization. He looks like he's trying to be like a Dan Campbell kind of guy. But I mean, hey, dude, that's what you need.
We like the players being the interim head coaches, like Jeff Saturday last year. We liked that, but it's like, oh my god. Yeah, you can't come back from that kind of record. Can't expect a job after that. We'll double back for one more team, and then we'll get into your Eagles. I didn't mention the Texans and the Panthers. Oh, yeah. So this is one that we were talking about, where it's like, are the Panthers due for a win finally? And they got it, man. 15-13.
Close game, man. That was one. I think we both talked about it while they were playing. Like, we had a feeling. We both chose the Texans, I'm pretty sure, on this one. But yeah, this was. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it at all? Like
I didn't.
Throughout? No,
I subject myself to trash play by the Cardinals and the Giants, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah, CJ Stroud did not do great.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
that's bad, man. That's bad for him. Very bad. Damon Pierce. I have him on fantasy. I don't know why I still have him. His ass is gone. I don't think he's had one good game.
No.
And even Nico Collins that I picked up, who was a great performer overall, nothing, man.
Disappeared.
30 yards. 30 yards barely made a difference.
Miles Sanders, 2 carries, no yards, nothing. He's been a disaster. Disaster.
Somebody said, somebody had posted a meme about Miles Sanders sitting there at 1-6 while the Eagles are about to go to the Super Bowl again. Poor guy.
Buddy, poor guy. I mean, I'm not. He was great. We got D Swift, we got Gainwell, we got plenty of guys. Like,
you guys missing him.
Not missing him right now.
He's missing you guys more than the other way for sure.
He's missing that O-line.
Yeah, so let's get more into your Eagles here. Tell us about your Eagles. What's going on with them? They obviously pulled off a W against a division opponent, which is huge.
Yeah, a little upset at the ending where they gave that touchdown to the Redskins, which caused the -7 to be pushed. I mean, at least it was a push. It wasn't like a complete failure, but yeah, that last little touchdown from the Commanders, not happy about that. But I mean, still got the win. It was an absolute Eagles fest. AJ Brown touchdown, Devonta touchdown, even Julio Jones touchdown, and D Swift he got a touchdown. There you go, man. That last touchdown. Did you see that with Swift with the fake brotherly? Oh my god, dude, you gotta watch the highlights. So they were lined up. Looked like they were gonna do the brotherly shove, and they went for it and they faked it to D Swift, and he just went around the left side and just ran it in. It was beautiful. It was definitely a play they
There
should
you
have
go.
saved. It was definitely a
Yes.
play they should have saved. But I mean,
Yes.
if they're practicing it, that was amazing. It's funny because you could see the Commanders defensive line. They're like, all right, we're ready for this. We know we got to go super low. And dude, they went so low. They tried so hard, and they looked like they were happy. They just freaking pushed the heck out of the O line, the Eagles O line, but they just let it happen. And then you
Yeah.
just see D Swift just run around. Oh my god,
Man.
beautiful fake, beautiful play. They did stop one of the brotherly shoves, but we talked Jalen Hurts possible knee injury, so it wasn't really a stop. It was more of it was a fumble. So I mean, I'm thinking with the knee injury, the ball he didn't have great control of it. It was a fumble. It was counted as a loss, but I mean, it's still one of the best plays, if not the best play, in the NFL right now. And it was a great game. Definitely excited. Hopefully, they are able to continue this momentum because we got the Cowboys next this week, which is going to be a hell of a showdown.
That's a big game, another division game.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, the Commanders, like we talked about, they usually play really well against the Eagles. They usually give the Eagles a loss. So big on the Eagles for doing this. I don't see it as any bad signs for the Eagles going forward that they kept it within one score.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it as a problem at all. Like I said, they always play well against the Eagles.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys game, this is going to be a big one.
Big one for sure. It's going to be an exciting rivalry game. I mean, luckily they're playing in Philadelphia. It's a little bit of a home field advantage, but I don't know, man. A little nervous. Not gonna lie. Jalen Hurts. He's in his press conferences. He's confident. I mean, he is who he is. But I mean, you see it as a fan, and even just watching him play, he's not the same he was last year. Potential knee injury, but I mean, the whole team has been stepping up. The defense has been stepping up. I know Byard was talking about some of the mistakes they made, and he's a new guy too. He just came from the Titans, but he's talking about they did be a little bit more efficient, communicate a little bit better, try to minimize those mistakes, which they're going to have to against a really great Cowboys offense, who they seem to finally have CD Lamb going. They seem to be rolling on all cylinders right now. So
finally,
it's definitely going to be a great game. Really hoping for
game.
It's gonna be a great game.
We'll see how it goes, man. I mean, we'll talk about it more on Saturday, but obviously my initial thoughts just watching both teams. I'm thinking the Eagles probably will take it. But you mentioned that Jalen Hurts isn't the same quarterback he was last year. I feel like most of the top performing quarterbacks last year aren't playing the same as they did last year. Like Mahomes, for example.
Yeah.
He is noticeably worse. His stats aren't great. I say yards after carry from his guys like Kelsey and Debo, or Kelsey, not Debo. Debo's on the Niners. But Kelsey and some of those other guys like Pacheco. Yards after carry is kind of what's saving him.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's all on him, but it's like, I don't know, man. He's noticeably worse. And then you have quarterbacks that are noticeably better, like Russell Wilson, way improved. He's actually scoring points for his team.
And Tua
is like, he's in the running not only for comeback player of the year, but he is in the running for MVP right now.
I hope he gets it and not Mahomes, dude. The way Mahomes has been playing, and they still have him in the top. Yeah, I don't think he deserves it unless he has some crazy turnaround, which I don't see happening. Tua has been consistent. He's been having absolutely great game. He's just blowing people out of the water, Yeah,
he's been killing it. I mean, aside from quarterback position, a player that should maybe be considered, and I think he is being considered, is Christian McCaffrey. If he can bounce back from this oblique injury and get his numbers back up like they were earlier in the season, we might see a running back at that player of the year.
It's tough though, because I mean, you think about that 1 year where Derrick Henry had like well over 1,000 rushing yards, just absolutely killed it. He looked like he was going to be the MVP, and of course they give it to a quarterback. It's tough, man. It's definitely a quarterback's league, and
yep,
you had to have some outstanding games, and he was looking like that. But I mean, these last couple games have definitely hurt
Yep.
whatever momentum he could have had. Like he has to be getting at least 2 to 3 touchdowns every game for him to be considered MVP. Then that's just the unfortunate part with it being a quarterback main game.
Yeah, they should just change that award and just have that as the quarterback of the year, and then you can have any other player, because it's just not fair to these other guys that are working their asses off, and not even considered.
I think the quarterbacks would be okay with that because for the most part they're pretty like they know they rely on their guys. You know, I feel like they should be. I agree with that. They should be the quarterback of the of the year or something like that. I don't know. They gotta. It definitely needs to be spread out around more. And you think about that one time where JJ Watt, he was looking like the MVP as well, potential MVP candidate. He even scored a touchdown. Like, what more could that guy could have done that year?
There's nothing else that you could do as a defensive player. It's just out of your hands at that point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Cool. Any other news in your Eagles?
Not that I can think of. Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith look absolutely amazing. So hopefully this momentum carries on and able to get Dak Prescott next week or this week.
I think so. I don't think Dak's the worst quarterback. I think he's above average, but I still think the Phillies defense is going to kill him. And they'll do well. It'll be a good game. It'll be a good game. I'll tell you what's going to be.
I wish it was the prime time.
I don't know why they don't flex it. I was just talking to somebody about this earlier today. It's like, why the fuck do we have Titans and Steelers on Thursday Night Football, dude? Nobody's going to watch this.
What's the primetime game this weekend? It's even. I think it was a shit game.
Sunday.
Yeah,
so Sunday night's gonna be Bills and Bengals.
Oh, okay, all right.
And Monday's gonna be Chargers and Jets, which arguably should be flexed. Come on, Cowboys and Eagles. That's
Cowboys and Eagles is a huge game. There's two big franchises. I mean, it's rivalry game. Should be primetime. I wonder if the second time they play in Dallas, if that's going to be the primetime game. I think they play again. When do they play?
They play soon, right?
Yeah. Commanders. Let me see here.
No. Yeah, week 14 they play December 10th.
Oh, the Christmas game. Yep. Oh no, the Christmas game is with you guys.
This is I think there's a Sunday night game. That'll be a Sunday night game, I believe.
Oh yeah, 6:20. Okay, so that's gonna be a prime. That's right. That's when you're doing those weird. Okay. So at least they get a primetime game.
Yep, that'll be fun. I'll tell you what wasn't fun. Giants versus Jets. Where's my fucking paper bag, dude?
You should keep that with you.
I should. That was such a dog shit game. I mean, we knew it would be low scoring. We knew that it would just be a defensive battle because neither offense can do anything. Oh my God, man. How are we going to lose the Jets when we have the ball? We're up 20 seconds left on the clock. How the fuck do you blow that game? Like, the Day Balls is last season, bro. We haven't seen him do anything ballsy this season at all. Like, he's been the most conservative coach ever this season, it feels like. It seems like he doesn't trust his guys anymore.
Yeah.
He shouldn't trust the kicker. I don't know why we're putting Gano out there when he's clearly injured and can't make 30-yard field goals. Obviously, if you didn't see, like 20 seconds left on the play or on the game clock, we have the ball. It's 4th and 1, and we're at like the 20-something yard line of the Jets. So we could either run it through Saquon, get a first down, the game's over, or we kick a field goal. We're up 6 points. With the way that the game's going, there is zero chance in history that the Jets are going to come back with a touchdown. The ballsy decision would obviously be to go for it on 4th down, give it to Saquon. If he doesn't get it, the Jets have it at like their 20-yard line. They have to go all the way down the field for a field goal. That's worst case scenario. What he did was he decided to kick a field goal in the rain through his injured kicker. who missed a field goal earlier in the game.
Yeah, he was already missing. Like,
Yep, he had already missed a field goal, and he's been playing like shit all season. It feels like he's missed a field goal in almost every game we've played. So he's playing like shit. He's injured. It's raining. He misses it. So Jets get plus yardage on that. They get the ball back. They work down the field, and as soon as they tied it up, bro, it's fucking game over. I knew once we went to overtime, I'm like,
man.
we have Tommy DeVito in, who, by the way, I don't know why Dayball. Why do we have this guy on the roster if Dayball doesn't trust him to throw the ball? He let him throw the ball like 3 or 4 times, and they're all screen passes.
Mhm.
We finished the game with -1 yards. Like, what are we doing? Like, if you don't trust this guy to throw the football, why is he a quarterback on our roster?
A bad year to be a Giants fan.
It's shit coaching, terrible offense. The defense at least was showing up. Like Kayvon Thibodeau had that sack on Zach Wilson at 4th down that turned the ball over. I thought the game was over. We have the ball back less than 2 minutes. Fucking game over, man. No, because our offense can't get a first down, and Dayball has no balls this season. He doesn't trust these guys. Like at that Buffalo game, he doesn't trust these guys to execute. It's been a bad season. And, I like Tyrod Taylor. Obviously, he goes down with injury. Tommy DeVito, he's a Jersey guy, played in Syracuse. I have no issues with him. I don't know why Dayball didn't let him play. Didn't let him throw the ball. Like, let this guy get some experience throwing the ball, getting comfortable playing, so he can be a decent backup. Nope, no balls. Just give it to Saquon Barkley, and let's miss more field goals and still be the shittiest offense in football with 32nd in points scored, 32nd in yards. We are the worst offense in the NFL. We might be the worst offense in Giants history. To be honest with you,
terrible.
I want to look at it.
Somehow the Cardinals are still ranked lower than you guys, though.
As far as overall,
yeah, I think
it might be points allowed at this point because the Giants' defense is stepping up, and the last 3 games they have hardly allowed any points to be scored. So that's our one shining spot. We're getting turnovers from the defense, interceptions, fumble recoveries. So, like, the defense is stepping up.
Mm-hmm.
My God, man. Like I said earlier, we're the underdogs going into this Raiders game.
That's
for good reason. And before this Giants and Jets game, the doctors said that they were projecting Danny Dimes to return around week 10.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after this game, doctors cleared Daniel Jones good to return against the Raiders. Like, oh, okay, must have had a miracle recovery or something.
He's on the Aaron Rodgers treatment.
Yeah, it must be. I think they shouldn't. I think they should just let him sit. Let Tommy DeVito get some experience and play time. Because Daniel Jones gets out there and he gets his neck injured while it's recovering. Like, bro, I don't want to see Daniel Jones get fucking killed out on the field or have long-term injuries from this.
And there's no point.
There's no point in us doing anything anymore. Like,
right.
To even have a shot at the playoffs, we can't win. We can't lose 3 games. And we're going to be losing at least 3 games. We have to play the Eagles twice and the Cowboys again. The season's done for us. So just play Tommy DeVito, let Daniel sit. Yeah, we'll try again next year.
That would be a smart choice. Yeah.
That's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at. I thought they were going to have a big fire sale with the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm. They
just got rid of Leonard Williams, which honestly, most Giants fans felt he was going to leave by the end of the season anyway. Because his price tag, he's just too expensive. So they got some decent picks out of him. That's all they've done so far. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to next season.
And you guys lost at home too. That sucks,
bro. We can't win. We can't win at home. We can't win on the road. Can't win anywhere. We can't score anywhere. We're the shittiest team. And the most awful team to watch, too. Like,
Yeah, I'd say the
if you
Cardinals are
like,
more enjoyable.
Cardinals are more enjoyable. They have exciting stuff happen. They move the ball. They score. What's not to love? It's like
Right.
they're a football team, and the Giants are not. At least the offense for the Giants. I enjoy. Obviously, if you enjoy your team, you'll enjoy watching your defense. I enjoy watching our defense play. They make a lot of cool stuff happen. But aside from that, man, I might watch the Raiders game just out of morbid curiosity, but I'll probably just be tuning into that Cowboys and Eagles game.
Tell you, man,
I'll
take
be
them plus
rooting for
money.
the Cowboys' downfall.
Take your boys plus money, man. Never know.
I do know. We are at this point. We are a worse team than the Raiders. We might win it. We probably won't. So I'm over it. Next season.
Move on.
Let's move on, man. Let's move on. I'll wear a Cardinals jersey for the rest of our show this season.
Hopefully, hey, man, Kyler might come back.
Yeah, he should be good to go. They said
Yeah.
that either him or Tune are gonna be the starter for next week. That'll be cool.
We'll see.
I was a
That'll be
talented
cool.
guy, man.
Yeah.
Exciting. Well, cool. That I think wraps up week 8 for us. A lot of
Week 8,
exciting
man.
stuff, a lot of depression, a lot of sadness, a lot of regret, and really feelings of alone and emptiness.
Oh man, it's not going great for you, man.
It's okay. It's okay.
We'll live.
If I text
Survive.
you at 2 a.m. and thank you for everything, you know what happened.
Trade me D Swift back though before you do.
I got you. I gotta take care of it. Cool, man. Guess we'll get into Thursday night. So we talked about this last week. Like
One sec.
Yeah. You gotta fix your fuzziness.
Dude, I'm about to return this.
So Thursday night, Titans versus Steelers. So we were talking about this game where it's like, what do we even pick here? Because both of these teams, I feel like, have been kind of sporadic, below average teams. They appear, but then it's like the Steelers they've had some wins recently. The Titans, they had an awesome game with Will Levis last week.
Right.
It's like, what do we pick here? What's the choice here?
It's tough because we don't know Will Levis. He's had one great game against an okay team. Now you're going up against the Steelers defense, who have been kind of keeping the games close. They've been the reason why the Steelers have been able to win a couple of these games. I mean, offense isn't stellar on the Steelers, but it's just so many variables, man. Who knows?
Yeah. The Steelers defense isn't allowing a lot. They allow on average 21 points. The Titans defense actually allows less. They allow 20 points. So probably won't be the highest scoring game. On average, the Steelers are only scoring 16 points a game. Titans are scoring 19. Defensively, though, obviously the Steelers have the edge here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
They're in the air, they're allowing 245. They're only getting 192. Rushing, they're allowing 137, and they're only getting 79.
Their offense has been not great.
Terrible. Najee Harris is getting a lot of the flack for their offense being dog shit. That people say that he runs like he's running through underwater. I don't know if I buy that. Yeah, I think a lot of that is perspective from the camera. Watching him, running towards the camera across the field. I don't think he's solely to blame for that. I think the hashtag Fire Matt Canada is getting some traction right now. I see that everywhere.
Dude, the chants are amazing. Every game is just Fire Canada. Like,
I think it has some traction.
That guy is not having a great year, and it's going to continue. I've heard various interviews where Mike Tomlin is a loyal guy. He's going to keep him there. He's not going to let him go until maybe the end of the season. But yeah, he's going to have some terrible games, terrible experience for him. Which, I mean, as passionate as the Steelers are, he might deserve it, dude. If he's the reason why they've been playing so bad,
for sure. It's one of the oldest franchises, one of the biggest fan bases in NFL. I mean, they deserve better than that. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side of the ball, Titans, they've shown some good things. But then like last year, they started off the season super strong and they lost like 8 in a row or something.
Yeah.
They crashed and burned at the end of that last season.
They're another team that's just like up and down, up and down.
Yep.
And now it seems like they're going on the fire sale. Who knows?
Yeah, it's interesting to see how this one's going to play out. I don't know if it's going to make a difference as far as their standings for the rest of the season. Pittsburgh's 4-3, Titans are 3-4, so their seasons can go either way still at this point.
Right.
Titans, just like the Steelers, for the most part, they're getting outrushed and outpassed offensively. They're not performing well. The Titans right now, they're throwing 180. Their opponents are throwing 232. Rushing a little bit more here, 115. They're allowing 107. I'd say a big part of that is due to Derrick Henry rushing the ball a lot, being one of the best backs in the league. So I mean, even with those numbers as far as what the defenses are allowing, I'm still curious to see what Will Levis does, man. I don't know yet if I'm going to buy into that performance.
This is going to be definitely one of those. If he has a great game against this good Steelers defense, and like, okay, maybe he's the guy.
He might be legit.
Maybe
he might be legit. This, like you had mentioned to me earlier, this is the team to go against. This team has a good defense.
Yeah.
So we'll see how they do, man. We'll see how they do. I mean, we could, unless you had anything else on these teams, we could get into our predictions a little bit here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we hope for the best for Will Levis. Hopefully, he succeeds and is able to turn that franchise around. But
we just want to see the rookies do good.
Yeah, who knows though? Who knows?
Maybe they should just make those Oilers throwback jerseys permanent.
Dude,
I think that treated them really well.
I'm telling you, man, it's so nice.
It looked good. I miss that. If you talk to older people like, 40s, 50s, 60s, and they haven't been watching football for a while, they have no idea who the Titans are. And they're like, where are the Oilers? They should go back. Cool, man. I guess if you're ready, let's get into these picks, man. I'm not super loving these picks. I picked what I thought has the best chance of hitting, just based on the past few games that these teams have had.
This is like trying to capitalize on a 5 for 5, trying to keep it going, but there's so many variables that we just don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, give it our best shot. Let's see how it pans out. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's see. You want to hit it first?
Let's do it.
Go for it.
These are my picks for week 9 of the Thursday night football game, Steelers versus Titans. So I'm gonna start off with the Titans plus 3.5. Steelers have not had a great offense. Kenny Pickett's possibly injured, so who knows how the game's gonna go. We have a lot of unknown variables with Will Levis. Obviously, he had an amazing last game, 3 for 4 touchdowns. D-Hop received over 3 of those touchdowns and well over 100 yards. So we're going to take the Titans to cover plus 3.5. Next pick, Najee Harris, over 8.5 receiving yards. His over has gone 3 out of 4 times in the last 4 games. With Kenny Pickett possibly being injured, not going to be going for the long game, I would expect some quick passes to Najee, easily get over 8.5 yards. Next, I have D-Hop, anytime touchdown. He's my pick for the anytime touchdown this game. Obviously, he's the best wide receiver on that team. So he's definitely going to be a main target. Next, I have Derrick Henry, over 60 yards rushing. Steelers defense have allowed 117 yards rushing per game. Last, I'm going to go with Deontay Johnson, over 4.5 receptions.
These are my 5 picks for Thursday Night Football, Titans versus Steelers. This game has a lot of variables, a lot of questions on how these teams are going to perform. Will Levis, do we buy into him yet? Or do we need another game to really see how he can perform? And then on the Steelers side, is Kenny Pickett going to be able to perform? Is Canada going to allow the offense to do anything? Who knows? I'm going to take the Titans plus 3.5. They're either going to keep it close here. I don't see this being a high-scoring game, or they're going to pull off a win. Next, I have Derrick Henry, 75 plus receiving and rushing yards. So he does get a bit of both here. On some of these games, he's getting a lot of receiving yards. Some games he gets a lot of rushing yards. He's only had 2 games so far where he's had less than this. So I feel like this is a pretty good pick here. They'll probably be relying on the run game against the Steelers. I like Derrick Henry, 75 plus rushing and receiving. Next, I have Tyjae Spears, alternate rushing receiving yards, plus 25. So same thing with Derrick Henry. Tyjae Spears, sometimes he has a lot of catches. Sometimes he has a lot of runs. Typically, he's getting at least 25 yards. So I see this as a good pick as well. Next, Deontay Johnson over 4.5 receptions, especially over George Pickens. Deontay Johnson seems to be more consistent as far as getting some catches. Last pick, I have Nick Folk over 1.5 field goals made. The Steelers defense has been pretty good this season. I see them making stops just like they've done all season and forcing field goals. I see at least 2 field goals happening here and Nick Folk making 2 of them. So those are my 5 picks for Thursday Night Football.
I like it.
I like that we both have we both have the Titans at 3.5. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah.
As far as everything else, Lord knows what's going to happen.
Who knows?
There's too many questions. I tried to play my picks the smartest that I could, just going based on the odds there for Tyjae and for Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I was surprised Najee Harris over 8.5 receiving yards. He's gotten well over that in the last couple games. So
that's pretty good.
That low. I mean,
that's pretty good. And then Deontay Johnson, 4.5 receptions.
Should be.
I don't even know if he's had a game with under 4.
He's averaging about 4, so it's like, and it depends. I mean, now to think about it, Kenny Pickett possibly injured. I mean, who knows? Hopefully.
Yeah, the reasoning there is Pickens is usually,
right, number 1.
As a number 1, he's usually covered up. So they'll be looking at Deontay Johnson to get that, and then Nick Folk with the field goals.
Yeah,
Steelers will probably hold him to field goals. There we go, man. I wouldn't be surprised if I go 0 for 5 or 5 for 5. Anything can happen here.
Anything can happen. Any given Thursday.
Cool. Do you have anything else here?
Well, that's about it, man. We're doing our best. This is an interesting game. We'll see how it goes.
It's an interesting game and probably going to be an awfully boring game for anybody that's not a Steelers or Titans fan. Unless they're betting on it.
But you shouldn't.
No. You're responsible.
Ever.
Never. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't open up that can of worms. All right, bud. I think that's it for us.
Cool.
Yeah. If you made it this far, please leave a like and follow for more football content. We'll be doing another show on Saturday. Talk about week 9, the rest of week 9 of the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Yes. Thanks again for watching, and see you on the next Spitball Sports Show.
Bye.